friend to all is a friend to none. Why did I say that? Call security. Life is so much better when you just accept yourself for who you are. Hi and welcome. My name is Kat and today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, get to know me. I have a bunch of new makeup that I want to try out, so I figured this would be the perfect video for a get ready with me, also for you guys to get to know me a little bit. So let's start off with the first question, which is my name, which is obviously Kat, but my real name is Caitlin. I think I got the name Kat in like 7th grade and just it's stuck ever since then. Caitlin's like what my parents call me, or some people call me, but mostly Kat. And then I have another nickname, which is kind of a silly nickname, but there's like a story behind it, which is Kitty. And the reason I have this nickname is because my cousin, when she was little, she couldn't say Caitlin and she would say Kitty, and then I kind of just stuck also. So that's usually what my family calls my sister. Sometimes will comment like on my Instagram and use like Kitty, and I feel like people would be like, why is she calling you that? That's so weird. But that's the story behind that. I think Kat definitely suits me better than Caitlin. I feel like Caitlin is such like a common name, which is like fine. I think it's still a pretty name. But anytime people are like, oh, well, what's your name? Like Catherine? I'm like, no, it's Caitlin. And they're like, oh yeah, like you're definitely a cat. I'm like, thanks. But so that's how I got those nicknames. Second question, what is my zodiac sign? And I was born in August, so I'm a Leo, and I'm a very proud Leo. Good, the bad, everything. I definitely feel like are characteristics of myself. Positive traits that I associate myself with would be confident, loyal, creative, and determined. I would say are like the biggest ones. And then for the toxic traits, I would say possessive, stubborn, and a little bossy. Which I feel like for bossy, I think that used to be like, I used to be more bossy when I was like younger. I mean, I could probably still be bossy now, but I try not to be. I feel like the biggest thing for me that like kind of mixed together with like positive and negative would be being loyal, but also like being a little possessive. I think like, you know, it's fine. Like everyone can have their own boundaries and like personality. Like some people are fine, you know, having friends that are friends with everyone, and I'm not. A friend to all is a friend to none. I'll be nice and I'll be cordial, but I'm not gonna let you in if you're literally friends with everybody. And the big thing to that is like I need like my people, my best friends, to be loyal to me. And if someone like does me wrong or something, like why are you gonna be friends with them? Like I hate the people that are like, well, they didn't do anything to me. I'm like, well, you're my friend and they did something to me, so okay, now I see where your loyalty or lack thereof and where you stand. I just hate fakeness, and like how can you be my friend and someone else's friend at the same time with someone who doesn't like me? I don't want to be friends with someone and then be like nervous when I walk out of the room, like what's gonna be said. Like I don't need that extra stress or anxiety. And when it comes to being stubborn, I hate when people are like, well, just be the bigger person. Like, okay, being the bigger person to me is being loyal to myself and standing up for myself and like not letting people treat me badly. There's definitely a few people that I've like given way too many chances to. I've let things go that normally I wouldn't, but I'm like kind of like back on my, I don't even know what I would call it. Just, I don't care anymore, and I'm just like not, like I don't care who you are. And if you're just gonna talk crazy to me, like you're blocked. Like I want nothing to do with you. Like, I can literally be in the same room with you and just act like you don't exist because you just don't deserve my time and energy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit aggressive, but maybe that's another thing I could add to the list, was that I could be a little bit aggressive. Not like abusive, but just like, I don't know, I feel like I can come on strong sometimes. Whatever, that's just my personality and I'm not gonna apologize for that. This concealer and foundation is like so good. I like haven't worn foundation in so long, but I got this at McGrath one, and it's like the skin fetish one, and it really is like your skin. Like it looks so good. I love it. Next question is biggest insecurities, and although I said I was confident, everyone has their insecurities. So my biggest insecurity would probably be my nose. I really want a nose job, and it's like literally, I have my vision board right here and it's literally on there. I don't mind it from like the front, like I think it's cute from the front, but just like the side I hate, which I'm not going to show you because I'm sure if you watch my videos, like I'll turn and stuff and you could see like probably what I'm talking about, but please don't say anything mean about it because I'm insecure about that. And the next like insecurity, I guess, I don't know if this is like insecurity or it just like kind of gives me anxiety, is that when I'm around people and like I accidentally start oversharing. Oh, I hate that. After I leave said like whatever, if it was like a group setting or like I'm just one-on-one and I leave it and I'm like, why did I say that? Like why did I overshare every single detail? Like this person does not need to know all of that, or like, I don't even trust them enough to like be saying all this stuff like, oh, I hate that. Like sometimes I feel like I just word vomit to like certain people and I'm like, I should not have done that. Another like insecurity, I guess, would be laziness. Sometimes I can be lazy and sometimes I'm not, but I think it's like when I am being lazy and then I'm like scrolling on social media and I see people being like so like productive and stuff, and I'm like, how do you have that much energy to do that? And I'm like, I'm sitting in bed, I'm like, I could be doing that, but I'm not, and that just like kind of makes me feel bad about myself sometimes. But I feel like it helps that like filming like these like little videos and stuff helps me like be productive and do things like, okay, I have to film, okay, like can I edit? Like that's being productive, that's being creative. That's something I'm working on. Next question, am I a night owl or a morning person? And I am definitely a night owl, but I'm trying to be a morning person just because I work and I have to be there early in the morning. Well, I guess it's not that early, but it's early for me because I could stay up till like, I could wake up at like 12 and stay up till like 3 a.m. but I have to be up. So I'm trying to be a morning person. I feel like making a new morning routine video would definitely help me like force myself to be a morning person. So I think I'm gonna do that. Next question is, what is my favorite quote? But they're pretty short, so I just put 2, which is be yourself and it only has to make sense to you. What I mean by this is there's only one you and you're very special, and no one, like that's literally something like no one can take away from you. No one can take away like your personality, like your special characteristics, the quirks you have, like anything. And it's okay to like obviously like take inspo and stuff, but don't copy and paste. Life is so much better when you just accept yourself for who you are, and you don't want to put on this like fake persona and then have to like upkeep that. I feel like that's so exhausting. And as far as like saying it only has to make sense to you, goes with be yourself, because when you're yourself you do things that you want to do that are going to make you happy, and who cares if it doesn't make sense to anybody else because they're not you and it doesn't concern them. So do things for yourself and that you know what you want to do that make you happy. And I know sometimes some things can be like so scary to do, but at the end of the day life is literally too short. Like it feels long, but it goes by so fast and it's too short, and who knows what's after the life that you have, so you might as well do what you want to do. The next question is, what's my biggest fear? I'm gonna pick something that's not like silly like heights or something. I picked something that like truly like keeps me up at night, and that would be like my visions or like manifestations like not coming true. Freaking ambulance. I get like annoyed every time an ambulance goes by, but also at the same time I'm like, if there's someone in here and there, like I hope they're okay. Just do like the sign of the cross. I'm like not even religious, but I just do that. Maybe if they're religious I'll help them, I don't know. And what I mean by like my visions or like manifestations, I feel like I've done this before I even knew like manifesting was. Like even when I was like little, see every kid, you have like dreams of like what you want like your life to look like, and I feel like that is a form of manifestation even though you don't even know it, or you didn't even know it then. And so far I feel like so many of my visions and manifestations have like come true. I've always wanted to live in Hawaii, and I did that. I lived there for a year 2 years ago, and it happened way sooner than I thought. Like I thought I was like, okay, like maybe when I retire like I'll live in Hawaii, but like I dreamed about it, I thought about it so much, I talked about it so much, and it ended up happening way sooner than I thought. And like some people I feel like would be like, oh that's silly, like blah blah, but like don't listen to anybody. Like do it, like I said, do what you want to do and what you know is going to make you happy. And obviously there's obviously going to be people who are happy for you, but there's also going to be people who are going to like doubt and question you because like they don't have enough courage to do the things like you dream of, even though they want the same for themselves. Something that I talk about with like my boyfriend all the time is like that we are still so young and we live in this amazing apartment. This is like what I envisioned for myself. Like it sounds so silly, but like I always dreamed of having like the big floor to ceiling windows. Like it does get hot in here, but like they're just so beautiful. I love it. Just having like this, well this wall's brown, but that's just like that white like clean look, nice like cute kitchen and like everything. Oh, I just love it. But I feel like that's something like in my head I'm like, I always want to live in a place like this. I want to live in the city. Now that I live in the city, I think about, okay, when I have a family, like obviously I want to live in a house, I want to live by the beach. Something that keeps me up at night is like I think all these things and I'm like, okay, what if it doesn't happen? But I try not to think like that because I don't want to like hinder my manifestations. and that's why I always like to have like a little vision board, because I feel like just looking at it every day and just like having it there, especially because it's by my bed, I'm like, okay, like look over here and then let me dream about this. Next question is, what was my first job? Working at Victoria's Secret. And let me tell you, worst job ever. And I didn't even work there that long because this was like during COVID. I was like in college. You know, in jobs like you're not supposed to accuse people of stealing, a store like Victoria's Secret, like you know people steal. They steal like undies and stuff, and like ways you can go about it. I was never confrontational about this because like I'm a salesperson, I'm not security. Some people are like scary and I'm like, I'm not gonna have someone waiting for me after I get done working because I accuse them of like stealing something. Like that's just not worth it to me. And one time there were these people in the dressing room that were stealing, and they're like asking me like, oh, what are they doing? And I was like, I can hear like popping noises, like tag security things, whatever. And I was like, but I'm not dealing with this. So one of the manager comes over and her heels are so loud, like click clack click clack, and it sounds like she's running, but she's not. She's literally just walking. The person comes out of the, there's like 3 girls, comes out of the dressing room. She's like, why are you running over here? Like, you think I'm stealing? Like blah blah blah, like all this stuff. Okay, first off, no one said that, and then you just kind of gave it away that you were. I was standing there and I was like, literally nothing. And so obviously she knows I'm the one who like said something, but I didn't even like say anything. They were just like asking me like, oh blah blah, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, like maybe you should just come over here and check yourself, because like I don't want to deal with that, and this is exactly why. And this lady was like literally threatening to like fight me, and I was like, I'm not fighting over freaking underwear, sorry. But after that, I just told them, I was like, never make me do that again. Like I literally do not care, like call security, and if this happens all the time, then maybe you should just have security like at the door or something. I don't know. That was like actually really scary. I remember my heart was like literally beating on my chest, and I'm like, no one's walking with me when I leave, because I'm not about to like have these like 3 girls waiting to like literally jump me. That's when I decided I'm never working retail again. Like nope nope nope. Some of these questions are like literally so silly because I just picked them, and this one is, what's the last thing that made me cry? And that would be One Tree Hill. I've watched it already all the way through, and I just now started to rewatch it, and I forgot how freaking sad it was. Like it's not sad, like, well obviously there's parts that are sad, but it's just like, I'm not, well I can be a crybaby, but only in like shows and movies. Like in real life, like I don't really like cry that okay, maybe I'm just a crybaby, I don't know. But that show like makes me cry. Like I feel like I'm in the show and like I'm friends with these people. Yeah, that's the last thing that made me cry. Actually, just last night I was literally crying over that. Next question, since you're talking about a show, is what's my favorite movie? And my favorite movie is Disturbia. It's a pretty kind of old movie. It's with like Shia LaBeouf, which I just saw a TikTok about him yesterday, which is so weird, and it was like really really odd, and I did not know this, so I don't really like him anymore, but I just really like that movie. I've always loved that movie. It's a little bit of crime, thriller, and like kind of a little love story in there, which is like all my favorite things. So I really love that movie, and I definitely recommend watching it if you haven't. What is that that's like actually bothering me? Like, do you see this? Like, did my makeup come off or something? Maybe it's just a shadow, I don't know. That's really bothering me. I just did my mascara off camera because I really need to concentrate for that. I have to curl my eyelashes like 5 times because the eyelashes are like so straight. But my last question is, what would I like people to remember me for? Probably to be the hottest, sexiest person they've ever met in their life. Just kidding, kind of. I would probably say, remember that I am a good friend and that I will always be there if need me, and that I'm a good listener and a good advice giver. I feel like that's something that my friends always say to me, is like, they can come to me and talk to me about anything. I'm really honest, and they know that I'm not gonna BS them, and I'm gonna tell them like straight up. I used to be pretty blunt in the past, but then I learned that honesty is good, but it like, you don't have to be like that way about it, which is like kind of hard for me. Sometimes you can't sugarcoat it, but now I can be a little bit more sensitive. There's a way to say this that's not gonna be like mean, but still gonna be giving like good advice and like helping them as best as I can. And also I think most importantly is being known that I can be that person that anyone can fall back on. Like there's definitely like superficial things that I could say that I would like to be known for, but like I'm not gonna say that. Just know, if you're my friend, I'll always be here for you no matter what. I'm obsessed with this lip gloss. That's all the questions I have for myself. Now let me take my hair out of this headband. Oh my gosh. I could not be bothered to do my hair today. I straightened it yesterday and I just put dry shampoo in it and let it sit in this headband. So I hope it doesn't look dumb. So I hope it doesn't look bad. Here's like, look how long my curtain bangs are. I have a haircut in like a week. So I'm so excited about that. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more. There's definitely like a million more questions I feel like you can ask somebody to get to know them more, but those are just some like fun ones I picked. Some fun, some more serious. I hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching. Bye.